Hey guys, welcome to Watchman Review. You know, sometimes things or events just don't feel right. From 9/11 to the Las Vegas shooting event, the narrative we are fed by the mainstream media just doesn't always add up. For me, the California wildfires are no different. In fact, like other false flags of the past, meaning lies and deceptions, the weird evidence stacking up makes me think it was not a forest fire at all. But what else could it be? Let's start by considering the simple cell phone, one of humanity's first global experiments utilizing mass-scale electromagnetic frequency technology. Is EMF technology dangerous?
Now, an international panel of scientists is raising questions about whether there's a link between cell phones and cancer. Jeffrey Brown has the story.
The news led to provocative headlines, all triggered by an announcement from a panel of the World Health Organization. A team of 31 scientists from 14 countries said radiation emitted by cell phones is, quote, possibly carcinogenic and may be associated with some risk for brain cancer. But the group also said that evidence of a direct link is still far from clear, and it called for more study. A cell phone industry group put out a statement that today's news does not mean cell phones cause cancer. So to walk through what is and is not known, we're joined by Dr. Keith Black, Chair of Neurosurgery and Neuroscience at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. Dr. Black, welcome to you. So what does possibly carcinogenic mean exactly?
What it means is that, the World Health Organization panel of scientists looked at the current available evidence that's been published, as well as some unpublished data that should be coming out shortly from the Interpol, which is a multinational study, and concluded that the evidence suggests that there is a possible link between cell phone use and brain cancer. This is looking at multiple studies, but the best conclusion at this point would suggest that there is the possibility for a link.
Now, the issue is the radiation, right? Explain what researchers are concerned about and what they're studying.
So essentially, a cell phone is a microwave antenna which generates microwave radiation. And we know that microwave radiation can penetrate into the brain when you hold the cell phone next to your ear. In fact, is related to the square of the distance. So the closer, you get a much greater amount of radiation going into the brain.
Microwave radiation, he said. So your cell phone is like a microwave oven in many ways. A microwave puts out more radiation by requiring more energy. On average, 1,100 watts of energy. Remember that, around 1,000 watts to run a microwave, and it's insulated to protect us from radiation emitted. Cell phones and cell towers are not, I don't think. Are they?
So I tell my friends all the time you wouldn't really want to see reality through my eyes, and I'll show you why. I'm in Hawaii now, I'm living here, and I'm in a regular shopping center parking lot. People come here to go to the stores. Here's a market. Here's a hardware store. Let me show you what's going on in this little parking lot here in this little shopping center. Check this out above the hardware store. I'm going to turn my meter on here. This meter is set right now to peak readings, and I'm standing in the middle of the parking lot, as you can see, measuring this. Almost 2,000 microwatts per square meter, shifting from 1,500 to 2,000 microwatts per square meter. Remember, according to the Bioinitiative report, biological effects start at 3.4 to 6 microwatts per square meter average power density. Let me shift this to average. So I just shifted the meter to what's called RMS, or average power density, and still you can see how high the readings are.
And what happens when you increase the energy, the power? We've gone from 3G to 4G and now they're talking 5G. What does that mean?
The big game changer is that 5G will use much higher frequency bands than previously thought viable for mobile broadband and other applications. Such millimeter wave signals have physical properties that are both a limitation and a strength. They tend to travel best in narrow and straight lines, and they do not go through physical objects as well. But brilliant engineers have developed new antennas that can aim and amplify signals. Now, to make this work, the 5G build-out is going to be very infrastructure intensive, requiring massive deployment of small cells. I'm confident that the actions will lead to a cornucopia of unanticipated, innovative uses and will generate tens of billions of dollars in economic activity. And that's damn important, because it means that U.S. companies will be the first out of the gate. And that is why 5G is a national priority, and stay out of the way of technological development. Unlike some countries, we do not believe that we should spend the next couple of years studying what 5G should be or how it should operate. The future has a way of inventing itself. Turning innovators loose is far preferable to expecting committees and regulators to define the future. We won't wait for the standards. We're already seeing the industry gearing up to seize this opportunity. Verizon and AT&T tell us they'll begin deploying 5G trials in 2017, and the first commercial deployments they're talking about are expected in 2020. And we're not done. As part of our July 14 action, we also plan to ask for comments on opening up other high-frequency bands. Many of the high-frequency bands that we will make available for 5G currently have some satellite users, as well as some Defense Department applications, or at least the possibility of future satellite and defense users. This means sharing will be required between satellite and terrestrial wireless, an issue that is especially relevant in the 28 gigahertz band. But if anyone tells you that they know the details of what 5G is going to become, run the other way. If something can be connected, it will be connected. Hundreds of billions of microchips connected in products from pill bottles to plant waterers. We must reject the notion that the 5G future will be the sole providence of urban areas. The 5G revolution will touch all corners of our country. A lot more antenna siting decisions by local governments, and tightened our shot clock for siting application reviews. America's local governments will play an important role in determining how we fulfill this national priority. You can be sure of only one thing. The biggest Internet of Things application has yet to be imagined. Tens of billions of dollars in economic activity. And that's damn important.
But he still didn't answer our question. Why the need for so much power? What could you do with that much power?
Welcome back to Mega Weapons on STFN. You're looking at a 25 megawatt railgun able to blow a hole in anyone. 25 megawatts of power, just like your local cell phone tower. Notice the power supply. Railgun, cell phone tower, railgun, 25 megawatts of power. And your local cell phone tower. The FCC limits cell towers to 400 watts per rectenna, yet the cabling here suggests a 25 megawatt power supply, a 25 megawatt maximum burst effect. To put that into perspective, here's what a 2 kilowatt magnetron can do. A 2 kilowatt microwave on a stick. Now just imagine what a 25 megawatt cell phone tower can do. It can cook you while you sleep. Scientific studies show that a 1 watt cell phone device can start cooking your brain in less than 20 minutes. That's just 1 little watt of power. So ask yourself now, what do you think these 25 megawatt cell phone death towers can do?
And if not the 5G towers, then perhaps it was one of the other directed energy weapons developed by the US government of recent. With that kind of microwave power, I bet you could start a pretty hot fire. One hotter than maybe even your typical house fire? According to the National Institute for Fire and Safety Training, the average house fire burns at a temperature of 1,100 degrees Fahrenheit. Remember this as we progress forward, 1,100 degrees.
Good morning, George, and this is what it looks like in so many communities here. Apocalyptic. Now, what is that it tore through right into the heart of major towns like Santa Rosa. 5,000 people, and the armies of firefighters that we've seen out here have been helpless to stop the blaze.
Again, that guy. I remember him in the hurricane, right? Irma, I think. Or Harvey, was it? I don't know. He's everywhere. Anyway, so California fire. Car completely melted while trees and paved road seems okay. How is that possible? It seems as if something else happened here, folks. If you take a look at the trees, they're completely okay. The paved road is okay. The car is completely melted. Aluminium and all that, gone. You know, people are talking about directed weapons here, and I am starting to think they're correct. I know it sounds kind of conspiratory, but if you just stop to think about it, it has happened before. You see, houses are completely gone. There is nothing left but the trees. The trees, they're all there. That's a little bizarre. If you stop to think about it, you know, that's what a lot of people are doing right now. And they're coming to the conclusion that, indeed. See, another picture that proves the point. Santa Rosa. There are no houses, only cars and trees. And even the cars, some of them were melting, like completely melting. So and some of them weren't affected. There's no explanation to that. That's very weird. In general, you know, they don't have an answer, right? These are the things, for example, that will never burn in a house fire. Okay, so let me show you a picture, for example, of a normal house fire. You can see the difference between this fire in California, where you can see a lot of trees intact and all of the rest is gone. And the weirdest picture of them all, winner, is this one, where you have a car melting. Remember, aluminium will melt at 1220 Fahrenheit, while wood 572, half or even less. And you can see the trees are intact. There is no explanation. This is impossible.
Hold on, this is important. So let's consider this a little further.
There, look at this. Pine trees standing everywhere, but houses are totally disintegrated. All right, let me just tell you something. I'm not going to pull up any data because you people are smart, and I'm going to let you pull it up. I'm just a watchman. Years ago at General Motors, somebody deliberately put something in a microwave oven. We're not sure, but I heard it was silicone and metal into a microwave, turned it on for about 30 minutes and walked away, and it exploded. Did you ever notice that in a microwave, it's even hard sometimes? You got to go sometimes up to a minute just to heat up whatever you're trying to heat up, but it seems like organic matter has a problem with warming up, and it is a little bit neutral to microwave. But if you'll also notice as you look at this fire that everything these houses are made out of is not microwave proof. Everything is leveled, completely burned up, burned completely down. Look at this. All of the organic matter is still alive. Am I saying that these people their houses were microwaved? You decide, but I can tell you this, you can do a test for your own. You put something in your microwave that's not microwave proof, and you're going to have the results like this.
Okay, let's consider that for a moment. What happens to materials, even common materials in a home, that are not protected from EMF microwave energy?
Tonight, authorities are telling people whose homes burned down not to go back until they clear each fire zone. 9 Beat's Juliet Goodrich on the hazards from all the ash.
Some will return to their home. Others will return to what's left of their home.
We're busy trying to move forward.
But moving forward in this fire zone comes with risks. Ash and debris are considered hazardous wastes.
But I want to warn people that there are risks once we allow people back into areas where houses have burned to the ground. These are risks to your health and financial risks.
Basically, don't return to your homes until they have removed all evidence. Toxic evidence. Under penalty of what? Financial punishment? I don't know about you, but I would be inclined to return to my home for many reasons. Looking at the bottom of this web page, it states that the optimum temperature for cremation is between 1,400 and 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit. It takes 2 to 3 hours to fully cremate a human body. Did you know that? How could a house fire consume its victims' bodies entirely like these did? The only way some victims were identified was because of their artificial hip replacements, and I believe those are made of titanium. Taking a quick search on the internet, we find that the melting point of titanium is a little over 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, from this, we know at least that the fire did not get hotter than 3,000 degrees, but was likely over 1,200 degrees due to the melted aluminum. You see, this feels more like a forest fire caused by house fires, a fire that typically burns at only 1,100 degrees, not nearly hot enough to melt steel and burn, well, everything. Still don't believe that it was microwave energy? Microwave energy cooks from the inside out, right?
A haunting but mesmerizing scene from the wildfires in Sonoma County. A man came across this tree burning from the inside out. Matthew McDermott was driving around looking for escape routes as multiple fires closed in on the area he was in. The tree appears to be hollowed out by embers and flames.
Were the 5G towers simply turned on for a test run? A test gone bad? Unless, of course, this is the wrath of God. After all, Bohemian Grove is located in Sonoma County, California. We may never know what truly started all those fires in California, and if they can have it their way, we never will. Be safe, guys, and be aware. If you'd like to know how this ties into the big picture, I urge you to watch our shocking documentary video titled The Movie of Truth, God, Gods, and the End. Thank you for watching, and many blessings in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.